Welcome to Happily Ever Afters, where love doesn't stop at romance. Join us as we share the tales of everyday magic and celebrate life's sweetest moments. Hear inspiring accounts of love, intimacy, and pure joy as we uncover the secrets behind true devotion and partnerships that really work. Brace yourself for a full-on heart melting. Here's your host, Carlos Clemente.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Happily Ever Afters. Today, special show for everybody. My co-host is here, Dorothy Lucy.
I'm pretty excited to talk to your buddy here.
Oh, okay. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this man, everybody knows who he is. All you have to do is say his first name. Somebody will say, "Oh, I know that song," or "I saw him in concert here, there, everywhere." He's a man of, I could call him my friend now too. We still haven't played golf together yet because I think he's scared, but we won't get into that.
I know this podcast is about love, but I think one of the loves of his life is golf.
That's right.
That and his dog.
Okay, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Mr. Smokey Robinson. Hey, Smoke.
Carlos, my brother. How you doing,
Good.
man?
Thank you. Thank you very much. This has been a long time. Been trying to get you to do this for me, so I really
Well, I'm
appreciate
very
it.
happy to. Hey, Carlos, let me ask you a question, man. Is that your band playing the theme song?
No. That's Earl Klug. We're just using a little bit of his music.
Yeah.
So, all right. Next time we'll put some of your songs in there too. All right.
Oh, okay. I want to hear some of yours, though, man.
Okay. All right. Smokey, this show is Happily Ever Afters, where we talk about anything that's love. And Smokey Robinson is love when you think about it. You think about your music, everything you've done, your career. What, I don't even know where to start with you. When you perform, when you do things, how do people react? Can you tell me how people feel the Happily Ever Afters from you?
No, Carlos, you would have to ask them, man, or else you have to go to a concert and see for yourself, man. You know, I've invited you before, but you couldn't come or something.
Yeah,
But you have to go to
I'll
a
get
concert,
there.
man, and then I can ask you that question.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. That's
I
good.
can't speak for them, man. I'm having a ball. I'm having a good time, which is why, I still do this, man. I can't find anything that I love as much as this, as far as my work goes.
I saw that somewhere you said that you want to write love songs that last 100 years. And I think you have at least 60, right?
Well, thank you very much. But as I'm writing a song, that's what I'm really thinking about. Is this song something that's going to be forever, or is it going to be something that lasts, that people can relate to years from now or years ago? That's how I feel about songwriting. I tell everybody all the time, I'd like to be Beethoven, man. After 600 years, they're still playing his music.
Well, didn't Bob Dylan say you were like the greatest American poet? That's quite a compliment.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. Bob's my brother. I know Bob very well, but I appreciate him saying that. It's very flattering especially for a person in Bob's position. Bob is one of the most renowned songwriters and artists in the world. So for him to come up and say something like that is great for me, But like I said, he has yet to be Beethoven. Yeah.
Smokey, one time we were talking, and in our conversation, I asked you, how long do you want to continue performing? And you told me that this is your legacy. This is the legacy that you want to leave for everybody. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
No, Carlos. I just I feel good, man. So I want to perform as long as I feel good. I don't ever want to be like people have to help me out on stage, or I can't remember the words of the songs, or I don't ever want to be like that, man. So as long as I feel good and I'm having a good time doing it, that's how long I want to do this.
And you're starting a residency in Vegas.
Oh, no, honey. I've had it for the last couple of years or so. It's just that the next stint there is going to be this coming April, I think. April 3rd, 5th, and 6th. That's going to be our next performance there. But we've been doing the residency there for about 3 years or so.
Damn, you have energy. You know, the last time I saw you, it was not in concert. It was actually at Ralph's in Malibu. And I thought to myself, that man, I would just like to sit and talk about anti-aging. Wrong podcast, but you look amazing. You have not changed.
I love you. Thank you so much.
Those blue eyes.
All right. By the way, my mom, one time I was at Smokey's house and I'm on the phone with my mom, and he took the phone and he talked to my mom.
Oh,
so my
sweet
mom
talked her.
My mom wanted me to tell you hello. Because
Well,
I
tell her I
talked
said
to her
hi.
yesterday
Yeah.
and she said, "Have you talked to Smokey lately?" And I said, "Yeah."
Give her my love.
I sure will. I sure will.
All right.
Smoke, what? You love so many things, and I know one of the things that you love is golf.
Yeah, I heard you threatening me at the beginning of this time when I wouldn't play you because I'm scared. You got it coming, man. I want you, man.
Oh, okay. All right. So what do you get out of golf? What is the main thing that gets you going?
You know, Carlos, as a golfer, I know you know what I'm about to say, man. There is nothing like golf as a sport for the average person to play. You know, if you're going to be like a professional or in some sport, basketball, football, or something like that, you know, that's another thing. But golf is a sport that anyone can play who feels like playing it, and you can play it as long as you can see and swing a club. You see guys, even professionally, you don't see any other sport where a guy 21 is playing against a man 50, except for golf. You know, golf is unto itself. I tell everybody it's the heroine of sports. It's addicting because, Carlos, there's nothing else. I could call you, man, at 5 o'clock in the morning and say, "Hey, Carlos, man, let's get up and go play some baseball," and you would hang up. Or, "Man, let's go shoot some hoops," and you would hang up. If I call you at 4:30 in the morning and say, "Carlos, man, let's go play some golf," you're going to say, "Where?"
That's true. That is true.
Absolutely.
When is golf your escape from the music? Is that your go-to?
You know what, Carlos? I don't know if it's an escape or not. I know that when you're out there, you best be trying to just think about golf. You know, it does take me away from anything else that might be pressing in my life that day or something like that, because I have to concentrate basically on the game. And on days when I go out and I can't do it because something else is pressing, then I play really bad, man. You know, so you have to concentrate on it. That's what takes you away from everything. Now, people who don't play golf have heard the myth that golf is relaxing. Golf is relaxing when you're playing well. You know, it's bad. It's the worst. It's the most frustrating thing you could have picked to do that day. You know, but it does take me away from the other things that perhaps may be pressing if they're not really pressing. And if something's really pressing like that, I wouldn't go play golf anyway.
Now, you would go home to go play with who? You have somebody at home that you consider your best friend. I know who this is. We're talking about Shiloh.
At my house?
Yeah,
or
Shiloh.
Period?
Talking about Shiloh.
You're talking about at my house. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
my dog. He's my dog. My dog is my dog, man.
Hey, I thought of my dog as my soulmate, so I get it.
I understand that, honey. They become family. You know, people who don't have pets don't understand how they become. They become like your children or a family member or something like that. And many times, you know, I'm talking to him and stuff like that. I forget he's a dog. but yeah, he's my man, man.
Smokey, I know you love your family and all kinds of music. I saw that you took your grandkids to see Taylor Swift. But I'm thinking about when you start to write a song. I mean, My Girl is just one of the greatest songs of all time. Is it a moment? Is it a feeling? Do you struggle when you're writing a song? Is it always different?
You know, Dorothy, it's different with different songs. Yeah. Sometimes I do struggle. Sometimes it takes a long time. I just wrote a song last night. I thought of an idea last night, and I completed the song last night before I went to bed. And sometimes it happens like that. And sometimes it takes a long time. My greatest two examples of that, of hit songs that people would perhaps be familiar with is on my behalf, would be Shop Around. Shop Around was the first million seller we ever had at Motown. And I wrote Shop Around in probably no more than 30 minutes. No more. It just one of those songs that just flowed out. It just
Yeah.
came out. It's like a gushing fountain or something. It just came out. Now cruising went to #1 for me. It took me 5 years to write. Took 5 years because my guitarist, who has passed on now, was my greatest writing partner ever, and he would put his music on tape for me, and with his guitar just playing until I could write a song for his music. So he'd give me the music for cruising, and it took me 5 years to write that song because I couldn't get anything that was intimate and sensual enough to fit his music. It took 5 years to do that.
So it just kept rolling around in your head until you got it right?
Absolutely. Yep. Hmm.
What do you consider a happily ever afters for you, Smokey?
Gosh, Carlos, I probably would consider a happily ever after for me if when I do retire, I can retire comfortably and I can enjoy my life and my family and my friends and people like that. When I decide to retire, that would be really, really nice for me. That would be my wish for my retirement. And then I can play more golf.
Well, when we were talking one time, you said like during COVID you were thinking about it, but then you couldn't sit around. That's why you started working again. So how are you going to be able to do it this time?
I just had a severe case of COVID, Carlos. You know yourself, because you actually brought my new car to the house while I was in the hospital. So I really had an horrific bout with COVID, man, and I didn't know if I was going to make it. I didn't. It's the only time in my life I can think about that, and I didn't think about it while I was going through it as much as I did retrospectively, where I think I could have died. I could have actually just died because that's how severely I had double pneumonia, all that. So I thought about a lot of different life things after I went through that, man, because it was a close call.
Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that answer. That was,
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
We're really glad you're okay.
you never told me that you were that sick.
Damn.
Yeah.
This podcast is about love, and I read once that you said, like, if anybody knew what falling in love was, they wouldn't do it because it just, like, takes over your entire life. I guess for you, love is a foundation of everything, of family, of your music.
Yeah, honey. I think that love is the greatest emotion that we have, And when I made that statement, I think that what I was trying to say is that love is something that when you actually feel love, it's the most powerful thing that you can feel. Even people who hate other people and they normally hate other people, calling themselves loving their own race or their own people enough to defend them with love against others, But still, their motive or their really purpose of it is to defend the love that they have for whoever they're defending or whatever they're defending, which puts love in the forefront. And I think it's the most powerful emotion that we have. And I said when you fall in love, if love is so powerful, till when you give yourself to someone completely, there's a chance of you being really hurt or crushed by that or by that person. So when you do that, you're taking the chance. So if anybody could control love, if there was like a little button on your body where you could say, no, well, I don't want to love somebody and push it, you would be safer. That's what I meant. You'd be
Your
safer.
heart would be safe.
Absolutely. Your heart and your emotions would be safe. No one would just really go and fall in love. Let me give myself and my love and to this other person, knowing that perhaps they could hurt me. No one would do it. But it's unto itself. And it is whether you want it to be or not. So it's powerful.
Smokey, what are you working on now? I know you just your 50th anniversary celebration. It's already started, right? You've already started doing that.
Yes.
So you're taking that all around the country?
It's going to be that, yeah.
All right.
The Legacy Tour, 50th anniversary of A Quiet Storm.
Wow. So, you're sponsoring on XM Radio, the
Yes.
Quiet Storm.
On Sirius XM, yes.
Yeah. How did that come about? How do you feel when you knowing every time you turn on your radio you hear Smokey Robinson's Quiet Storm? How does that make you
It's
feel?
a miracle. Sorry, word
Well,
joke.
but no, well, to quote James Brown, I feel good. Yes, man, and that's why I did that, man, because there's a certain time of your show business life when see, show business is a very youth orientated kind of business. You know what I mean? So if I want to keep myself available or visible, I should say, then I do what I can to do it. And being on the radio all day long, every day, is visibility. So it's good for me. And I love the station. I love working there because I get a chance to play what I like, and we've been revamping the station or my channel, since I've been there. And I'm having a great time doing it.
I mean, in my house, we play nothing but Motown. We are happily stuck in that moment.
Don't make me move into your house. Bro.
Hey, how did you come up with the Miracles? How did that name come about? Was that random or was that for a reason?
No. It turned out to be a good name for us, and it almost seems like on purpose or something.
Yeah.
It was at a time when we were kids, and we had I just met Berry Gordy, and this was before he started Motown, and he started to manage us, and I wrote a song called "Got a Job" in answer to a song by a group named the Silhouettes, who had the #1 record in the world at the time, a song called "Get a Job," and so he recorded us on that recorded that song on us, and we won a record label in New York called N Records, okay. However, we had a girl in our group, okay, and
Always a girl.
Yeah, the most popular group in the world almost at that time was the Platters, and they had a girl in their group, and Tony, the lead singer, was a high singing guy, and she's a girl, and so when we went to audition, we actually went to audition for Jackie Wilson's managers. They told us we would never make it because the world didn't need another Platters, because we had a girl in our group, okay. So after we recorded our first record, Berry Gordy, who is my best friend and the guy who started Motown, was our manager, and he said, you guys can no longer be called the Matadors because you have a girl in this group, and there are no female Matadors. So you have to change your name before we can put this record out. So we all put a bunch of names in a hat. This sounds fictitious. We all put a bunch of names in a hat. I happened to put the name The Miracles in the hat. Barry shook the hat up and put it over his head, and Claudette, who was the girl in our group, picked a name out, and it was The Miracles. So we were meant to be The Miracles. That's how that happened. Eh?
All right, Smokey, we're running out of time, and I know you're very busy too. But what is your advice for someone to have that happily ever afters moment, whether it's in love, just in life in general, in golf, playing with your pets, with your family? What is it?
My advice to people is to work on your spiritual self. Okay, work on your spiritual self. Try to get yourself spiritually in tune, because you ain't taking nothing else with you. You know what I mean? All this other stuff is material. It doesn't really belong to you. It's on loan to you while you're here on this plane. So work on your spiritual self. Try to connect to God. Try to get yourself together spiritually so that you can be peaceful, because like I said, you ain't taking nothing else with you.
That in itself is a miracle.
Thank you. Yes, the miracle.
Yeah.
Miracle. Smokey, thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much.
Welcome.
Carlos, I'll be seeing you, man. And,
all right.
And practically up because you've threatened me.
Okay. I wasn't
Jordan,
threatening
thanks so
you.
much, sweetheart.
I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to take you. That's all there is to it.
And I'm going to tell you like my dad used to say, we going to see.
Okay. Thank you very much, Smokey.
Okay,
all right.
man.
Oh, we loved it. Thank you.
That wraps up another edition of Happily Ever Afters, where today especially an example of what love can do for you. So thank you very much, Dorothy.
Love Smokey.
Yes. All right. Good night, everyone.